I promised a video about coffee cups, and I decided that we have way too many coffee cups. So between the cats and the...
Hey, here's a coaster.
Oh, coaster.
Come on. What are you, a heathen?
Hey, I don't remember how to say that. The Rausch beer in Germany. Fantastic. So I wanted to go through coffee cups. Gary Vee says that when he first started telling people, go make your own money, go to garage sales, go to estate sales, go to the Salvation Army, go to the Goodwill. There are thrift shops all over the country. And Laura will tell you all over the world. I don't remember which item. It might be this vase. Came from France. We were at the thrift shops in France. Huge area. It's a permanent installation. Somebody in the comments will know what it's called. I can't really remember. Coffee cups are ideal for thrifting for us because A, doesn't take up a whole lot of space in the warehouse, the garage. They're very easy to inventory because, you can only have one love cat. But some of these items are so unique and, quite valuable. So you've got to pass through the junk from Amazon, the junk from the print-on-demand businesses, of which we participate. I'll give you a perfect example. So this is a nice piece. It's glazed ceramic with the love cat, right? And I say that because it's textured. You can feel the cat. However, look at the difference in this piece. This is a ceramic piece glazed, and it is, if I didn't know better, I would say that there are there are leaves embedded in this clay when it's made or when it's glazed. I'm probably wrong. Somebody will be happy to point it out. But the quality and the collectiness of this piece is so much more spectacular than, say, just something like, something like that, which I know we're going to find lots of these. So this is it's a very particular collectible style because we're going to find things that have value. So, we just looked at the love cat to, an unnamed, I wish you could see it up close. There's SS stamped on the bottom. There's a dragonfly with a little bit of its root in dots. So it was flying across the bottom, almost as if it was a fossil, right? And then we saw something like these. We can find these all day long on eBay for $10. Some of these pieces are, I don't want to say spectacular, but come on, they are really special. This is an artist named Laurel Burch. This particular series, or this cup, is from 1993, Women of Color. And you would have to be able to get up really close to see that it's obviously women of color. You can tell by shapes and sizes and skin tone and jewelry. And it is an amazing piece. It's like the United Colors of Benetton F1 team, except on a cup and only for women. But it's beautiful. You've got women of color scripted and written on the cup. And then, Laurel Burch's mark is down on the bottom. So, that might be a $35 cup. So pretty important to find those kinds of things. Laurel Burch. Here's another piece. This one I was pretty shocked to find, very resellable and not very easy to find. But it is the, young lady shopping in France, the Eiffel Tower, the Poodle, out for a shopping. Laura said the only thing that was missing was the baguette sticking out of her bag for dinner. As an ex-Las Vegas guy, I'm always on the hunt for vintage Las Vegas. Now, let me tell you, vintage Las Vegas, we just had an ashtray go out last week, $35. It was Jerry's Nugget. Anybody from Las Vegas remember Jerry's Nugget? Jerry's Nugget, the Desert Inn, pretty much any casino that's now either been imploded, out of business, or closed, very valuable. So when you're in the vintage stores, when I'm in the vintage stores, I'm looking for ashtrays, coffee cups, especially promotional materials, because sometimes in Vegas, when, a new artist would come in, they do a big splash of gifts and tchotchkes to promote that some new event was coming or some new casino game was being launched. So here last week, I just picked up the Sands. And if you got to look That's the original Sands logo from the era of the Rat Pack. And the Rat Pack played at Sands, the Riviera. Wayne Newton played at the Riviera. Wayne Newton played at every casino in town at some point. He's still there. Oh, and the other cool ashtray that we had go out last week was a vintage ashtray. I could probably put the picture in here for you. It went out, and it was a space age Vegas ashtray. Pretty cool. Ceramic work. Lots of cups like these. This is from Pfaltzgraff. This is in their series that's very high glaze with a metallic color. We have, I don't know, probably a half a dozen of these, and they're all in different colors. So if you are specifically looking for a set, these are going to be tough to find, especially thrifting. You'd be better off to just find somebody on eBay that found a whole set, because every one of our probably half a dozen, every one of them's different, but it all has that personality of color. So let's talk about novelty cups. Not a collector's item, but who wouldn't love to have that sitting on their desk? And then on top of that, you've got Shamrock tails that makes this whole series of Irish cups. These are fun.
Slancha.
Slancha. This one doesn't have slancha. This one says filter.
Look in the inside.
Slancha. There it is. But what's that word there? You guys tell me in the description. What's this word here? Filter. F-A with a line over it. I-L-T-E. Filter. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. I'm only white. I'm not Irish. But I do have a little German in me. That probably wraps it up, because it's all just the same over and over. You just got to get really keen with your eye on what to find between glaze, between ceramics, between somebody that homemade it at their local ceramic club, and somebody that actually went to art school that is in the business of ceramics. Those usually will have a maker's mark. That's how you can tell them apart. These were fun. I found these just this week. Long story short, in one of our old houses years ago in Arizona, we had some fake stones in the pool, and they were kind of tall, and you could dive off of them. So one was Machu Picchu, and one was, I don't remember. But when I found the Machu Picchu pair of cups, I thought, well, I got to have those. So these might be keepers forever. We do have an awful lot of Starbucks cups. And let me tell you about, if you're going to be thrifting and looking for cups, let me tell you about Starbucks. Starbucks does some special issues. They do their towns. I have one in the other box from Paris that's worth about $45. And so if you find those, especially if you find them in a box, very valuable. The other stuff, the Starbucks stuff that they issue or that they license that ends up at Target, save your money and look for the things that are more rare. Now, the last thing I will mention on Starbucks, which I learned from another seller, there's a unicorn Starbucks cup, and I haven't found it yet, and maybe I can find a picture of her talking about it to cut in. And it's about this big. It's a novelty cup that they used for a launch of one of the stores, or maybe when they went into another country. I don't know the background, but it is gigantic. I'm not kidding you. I'll bet it's 18 or 24 inches around. That's my unicorn. So that's it. Enough about coffee cups. What you see here is half of one of my boxes, and we currently have 12 boxes of coffee cups. And listen, it's not just that we're babysitting them. We're moving, I would say, 6 to 7 coffee cups a week at anywhere from 20 to, that's not fair, from about $12 to, we just had a pair of cups go to Europe, Belgium, that were Bird of Paradise, and those were $50 plus shipping. And those so they can really range in profit, in a margin. You just got to take your time and look for the good stuff and get through the junk, because there's a lot of junk, because all the retailers, everybody has a mug. Every company makes a mug. I have companies that I've worked for that I made mugs for. It's a couple of those mugs I'd like to have back, Rockford Fosgate. So that's it. Thanks for watching. FunnARTZ. It's fun. Wait a minute. You need to like the video. I need you to like, share, tell your friends, hey, this bald guy is ridiculous. Let's watch more of him. Please do. So like, subscribe, give me some comments, especially if you have some knowledge bombs to drop on me there. I'd love to hear it. Thanks. FunnARTZ. It's fun because it's arts.